I can't wait for the second half of the season because I believe we're at a very high technical level. I'm even looking forward to the challenge of having two top riders in the same team," said Rivola. Aprilia Racing boss Massimo Rivola has expressed his excitement ahead of the second half of the 2025 MotoGP season, with Jorge Martin returning and Marco Bezzecchi showing strong form. Rivola is confident his team has a solid foundation to face the rest of the season. As is known, the 2025 MotoGP season is currently on its mid-season break. The Premier Class riders will return to action for the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring on August 15 to 17. Ready to welcome the second half of the season, Rivola can't wait to kick off the campaign's second half and is eager to face the challenges ahead, particularly managing both Marco Bezzecchi and Jorge Martin. "I can't wait for the second half of the season because I believe we're at a very high technical level. I'm even looking forward to the challenge of having two top riders in the same team," said Rivola. From the start of the season, Aprilia did not have a complete rider lineup as Jorge Martin was sidelined with a long injury layoff. The rider nicknamed the Martinator made his first comeback attempt at the Qatar GP 2025, the fourth round of the season, but suffered another crash. His real return only came at the Czech GP 2025, the final round before the summer break. Rivola stressed that Aprilia does not play favorites between its riders and believes the team, thanks to the quality of both racers, has the potential to perform strongly in the second half of the season. "Let's not forget, we never considered Bezzecchi a second rider. He finished third in the 2023 standings with Ducati and showed great strength when Jorge was absent," Rivola said. "And Jorge Martin will only get stronger. I've already seen him very happy with the feeling on his bike, and I'm sure he'll improve further," he added. Jorge Martin returned to racing at the Czech GP after a lengthy spell on the sidelines due to multiple injuries since joining Aprilia. The 2024 MotoGP champion had suffered a crash during preseason and again before the start of the year. His official debut on the RSGP came in Qatar, but was cut short by another serious injury. The Brno weekend marked his first complete and trouble-free race weekend in Aprilia colors. After a 3-week summer break, he is preparing for the second half of the season, which features 10 more rounds. Jorge is stronger and fitter than ever, lighter than when he raced in Moto2, said someone who monitored his summer training, on the bike, in the gym, and even in cycling sessions aimed at gaining strength and shedding weight. This approach follows a growing trend among MotoGP riders, reducing overall bike weight by trimming the rider's own body mass. Top names such as Fabio Quartararo, Marc Marquez, Vinales, and Pedro Acosta have also slimmed down this season, realizing that every kilo matters, achieved through changes in training routines and eating habits. A hard-working summer. "I can't wait to get to Austria and ride the Aprilia again," Martin said ahead of this weekend. While awaiting Thursday's media duties, Martin said he feels more prepared for the upcoming race weekend. He admitted, "I worked really hard this summer, very intensely, so I think I'm more ready than I was at Brno." With contract disputes between Aprilia and Martin now settled, the Spaniard is focused on using the final 10 races to adapt to his bike as much as possible ahead of the 2026 season. The goal now is to grow with the team and get to know each other better because we still have a long season ahead, he said, without hiding his hope of scoring strong results before the year ends. "We'll keep working together to get results as soon as possible." The reigning MotoGP champion has set himself the target of at least a podium finish before the 2025 season concludes. This confidence stems from a morale-boosting performance at the Czech GP in Brno, where he completed the full race distance for the first time this year. Martin's debut season with Aprilia has been plagued with injuries and off-track issues. However, at Brno, he managed to finish 7th, 15.820 seconds behind race winner Marc Marquez. While the result was not spectacular, Martin believes the RSGP has great potential, especially given his mid-race pace, which was not far from the podium contenders. "My goal was to finish the race, complete the laps, and understand what could be improved for the future," he told Crash. He has also confirmed his commitment to stay with Aprilia for 2026, saying he now feels comfortable in the team, trusts the RSGP project, and is focused on closing the gap to teammate Marco Bezzecchi. Riding style changes pay off. Bezzecchi has already won the British GP this year and has been on the podium in the last 3 consecutive races. At Brno, he finished second behind Marquez and is currently sitting 4th in the standings as the best-placed non-Ducati rider. Martin revealed that in Brno, he adjusted his bike setup and riding style. A smoother approach in the corners helped preserve his rear tire and maintain his race rhythm. "I changed my riding style a little bit, being smoother with the throttle in the corners. As a result, in the middle of the race, I was lapping in the same pace range as the riders in P3 to P4, around 1.546 to 1.547, which made me quite satisfied," he explained. After doubts over his future, Martin is sure he made the right decision to remain with Aprilia. "I think staying here was the right choice," he said. "This bike is complete and I'm competitive. Most importantly, I still have the fire to get back to the top," he emphasized. With 10 rounds remaining, Martin is optimistic about fighting for several podiums, especially in the 3 or 4 races he believes suit him best. "The goal is clear: end the season with a few podiums and be ready for next year," he concluded. Heading into the Austrian GP on August 15 to 17, Bezzecchi remains the best-placed non-Ducati rider in the championship, sitting 4th with 156 points. Martin, who has only raced 2 rounds this season, is 21st with 9 points. Not aiming too high. Aprilia Racing's Jorge Martin is not setting unrealistic targets for the rest of MotoGP 2025. He admits he only aims for a few podiums in the remaining races. His comments came after a positive showing at last month's Czech GP. Throughout the Brno weekend, despite a long injury layoff, Martin managed to fight within the top 10 and eventually finished 7th in the primary race. This result has left the world champion optimistic for the final 10 rounds of the season. "My target is simply to finish races, complete all laps, and understand what I can improve for the future," he said. "I'm starting to feel at home here. Now we need to build confidence." Earlier this year, Martin had considered leaving Aprilia, despite having a valid contract for 2026, with rumors linking him to a lucrative Honda HRC Castrol deal to replace Luca Marini. In the end, he decided to stay. "I know they believe in me, and I believe in them and this project. I'm certain our potential is huge. You can see it with Marco. I just need to close the gap to him," he stated. The Martinator had admitted that Bezzecchi's strong performances on the RSGP during his absence were a key factor in his decision to stay. Bezzecchi has been formidable in recent rounds, and Martin acknowledged he found it motivating. Hoping for multiple podiums before season ends.
"I think I made the right decision to stay at Aprilia. You never know how things would have gone otherwise, but I'm happy here. I know the bike is complete and I'm competitive. Most importantly, I still have the fire to reach the top," he said. "I don't want to overthink results, but deep down, I know there are 3 or 4 races left where we can fight for the podium. The goal is to end the year with a few podiums, then prepare for next season," he concluded. Heading into the Austrian GP on August 15 to 17, Bezzecchi remains the best-placed non-Ducati rider in the championship, sitting fourth with 156 points. Martin, who has only raced 2 rounds this season, is 21st with 9 points.